Greetings, dear ones. I am Kryon of Magnetic Service. Indeed, this is the second lesson of the month, the second channeling, and the subject is awakening from darkness. Last month, we gave you the premise. The metaphor of awakening out of a coma is the premise for this. And those who have been in a coma for a long time and come out of it are then recovering from the coma. And this was the operative word I have used for this year. Those who heard that early didn't understand how this could be a year of recovery with all the things that you were experiencing. And now you know. You're recovering from darkness and coming into light. You're awakening from an unconscious state. The premise, dear ones, especially for this channeling, is what you truly are awakening to first is a new kind of consciousness. I have said many times that what this area, this shift represents is new to humanity. It is an evolution of consciousness no one has seen before. No one has expected. Humans tend to repeat the past, and human nature, well known. So well known is human nature that it's become something that is thought of as static and unchanging and will be forever, not thinking it might move off the peg of where it's been to something better or something new. History will show this period of time is a change in human nature, an awakening to feeling different about yourselves, your society, what's proper, what's not proper, how to treat one another, what works and what doesn't. Some of you may not really truly be thinking there's been much of an evolution. But it happens slowly, dear ones, and I have to take you back not too long ago in a little story. I want you to go back with me as though you had a time machine. And I'll tell you what time it is in your history on earth, especially for those watching me now who might speak English. I'll take you back to the start of this country that I sit in right now, a time when the colonies were being formed, a time where your country was the beginning of its source and its origin. And some of those who would play parts are there, not that long ago. But I'm going to take you to a place that is different. The mother country, the UK, in England. And here you sit, and you're about to have a picnic with your children. Something you've really looked forward to. The kids are very excited. You know you're going to sit on the lawn with others, and you're going to have a wonderful time. You pack all manner of foodstuffs and things that are in the English tradition, and you're ready to go, and the kids are there too. Finally, you make it to that place where others are gathering, and it's a big crowd. And you're going to have a lot of fun, as you always do with this picnic, and you're looking forward to it. Where are you? It's called Tower Hill, and you're about to witness a beheading. How do you like it so far? This was common, and this is the time frame I'm talking about. If you were lucky that day, the prisoner to be executed and beheaded in front of you and your children would have another one. You would get 2 prisoners being executed that day. What a day that was! In fact, some have said that's the beginning of the term doubleheader. Dear ones, awaken from that coma of darkness and awaken to today. What do you think those who were there would think of now? Would you do that? Would it be considered something that you take your children to? Would it be appropriate? You know the answers already. That particular episode I just told you about is centuries old. It never changed. Now it has. This is just one simple explanation of what we are calling human evolution. You're starting to care about each other. You're starting to even question whether those should be put to death or not. It's controversial to those who were born in another age, another time, but the very fact that you're talking about it shows a change in all of what you think, how you think. You're starting to be aware of how you treat one another and what is proper and not. You start to question your authorities and what they believe is necessary force. Dear ones, this all is you growing up with a light starting to be turned on that says, humans have God inside. All of them. Every single human, no matter how they believe, what they do, how they act, they have God inside. Every single human has something called life that is precious. It's precious because there is a consciousness of the divinity of that which is the Creator living inside each one. Every human has a soul. The soul is starting to be recognized and seen as something that is much bigger than ever before. It was only mentioned in history as being even there. Now it's being examined more. Is it possible that humanity, every single human being, is multidimensional? Is it possible there's a system of life return? This is the idea of reincarnation. And I'll tell you, more people on earth believe in it than don't. More people on earth believe in it than don't. Dear ones, you're starting to wake up to new ideas of what you're doing here and what's next for you. And one of the biggest things you're starting to see, war doesn't belong in that scenario. Another thing I've told you, history is not about to repeat itself. It would seem so, but it's not. You're not receiving it like your ancestors did. You're rejecting it for the first time. The entire world looks at things different than they ever did before. This is your awakening from darkness. And it's happening relatively quickly, and that is creating issues. For those who don't want the evolution are pushing back. You're seeing it every day. And it's not just in the wars, dear ones. It's in those who don't want you to feel the way you do about others. There are those who want to keep everything the same in government, in business, in everything you've ever done, like your grandfathers did. It's not going to return to that state. This is not your grandfather's world anymore. Dear ones, I have spoken of this many times. I'll speak about it again. This is the reason why we gave the name recovery. What is it now that you can do that is different from what you have done before or from what those who have asked you to do before? And the answer is, number one, believe it. Acknowledge it. There are so many who say, okay, that's good for now, but I'm not really sure. I think we're going to slip backwards. What is this? Is this, you think this is a fad, do you? Do you know the ancients predicted this? And here you are standing in the middle of it? Don't be confused. Don't be fearful. This is your time. This is why you're here. This is why you agreed to sign up. This is you holding the light for this planet. The planet needs it right now. So many of you believe that it's all going to slip backwards just because you see what's happening now, not realizing that you're winning. Your consciousness is winning. More of the planet right now is starting to see what they don't want ever again, instead of joining for another world war. That is different. That is new thinking. There are those who would have joined before who are saying, not now, not this time, it's different. We don't want any of this. We want schools for our children. We want abundance of food in our land. We want to know that we have enough power and electricity so that we can survive in this kind of a world. And we want to know each other and trade with each other. The end of conflict. It's at hand. This is the beginning of it. It may not be pretty, but this is the beginning of winning. I'm crying in love with all of you. In love with all of you. And so it is. Hi everyone, the short Kryon channeling you just enjoyed is from our weekly 90-minute healing program called Healing Wednesdays. Interested? I invite you to find out more at KryonMasters.com/HW.